Hello everybody and welcome to Andy's Shed Live. This is episode number 2 of our 3rd season and it is Sunday the 14th of January 2018. You know something, I've not got used to saying 2018 yet. I've just still not got used to it yet. Tonight on the show we are going to be looking at the world's longest lasting light bulb. Honestly, I kid you not, we will be having a look at it. It's in a place called Livermore in California. Is the world's longest lasting light bulb. There is the website to it, if you didn't believe me. And we'll be having a look at that in just a few minutes' time. But there's also a few other things to tell you about. Remember, we've got a website that is associated with us here at the live show, and this is the web address if you want to get online and find us. It's andyshed.colepress.net. That's andyshed.colepress.net, and that's where you can find us out there on the World Wide Web if you want to. And we are on Patreon as well. We've just relaunched our Patreon site, so if you enjoy the shows here, why not go and become a patron? You can pay a small monthly amount of $1 or a British pound or whatever you want to call it over at patreon.com/Andy's Shed, and patrons will be getting perks. So we've just relaunched that site. If you want to go over there and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Andy's Shed is the place to go to see us over there as well. So we get about a bit, you know. We do. We get about a bit. Right, what is on the show today? Well, we've got a couple of things. As I said a few moments ago, we're going to be taking a look at the world's longest lasting light bulb. That is the bulb that has been burning for the longest amount of time anywhere in the world without blowing and needing a new one. How long's it been burning for? It'll amaze you when we tell you. It really will. But first, we've had a question come in this week, and this is a telephone related question. It got left on our YouTube page, on the Andy Shed YouTube page, about a telephone. So we're going to try and answer this one for you. And it's from Angela. And Angela says, I have a lovely 1937 GPO King Pyramid telephone, which has been fully converted and was working perfectly until my grandson cut the original cloth handset cord, rendering it unable to make incoming or outgoing calls as there is now no dialing tone. I purchased a replica cloth painted handset cord, or cloth plated handset cord rather, but I haven't a clue on how to replace it. I cannot find a tutorial on how to do this nowhere. Please, can someone help me? Well, don't panic, Angela. I'm going to try and help you. Now, the only problem with helping you with this one is I've not actually got one of those phones here at the moment, so it's a little bit difficult to explain to you, but I'm going to do my best. Now, what it sounds as if has happened is your little grandson, it sounds like he snipped through the handset cord. That is the cord that goes between the phone itself and the receiver. So if I show you on this phone that I've got down here, there's so on, when I can unwind it, this one here, I'll put this on the desk. Excuse the mess on the desk here when you see this tonight, because it is a bit of a mess. But alright, so it's snipped through this cord, which on your phone isn't a curly cord like this because it's a much older type of phone, but it's snipped through this cord, hasn't it, that goes into the back of the phone and into the handset here. Well, basically this cord will have either 3 or 4 wires going up it, and in the handset you can basically take the caps off the handset. You should be able to find now on this, which is a slightly more modern phone. This is a 706 phone, a 746 phone rather, from the 1970s. And a modern phone like this, or relatively modern, you just unscrew the handset caps, and then you can take out the little elements like this. And when you take out the element, you can see the cord coming in here, which is the cord that your grandson's cut, and you can see there's 2 wires that go to the speaker, and there's 2 wires that go to the microphone. So this is the microphone down this end, obviously the speaker is up that end. So there's 2 wires go in there, and then 2 wires go up inside the handset to the other end. If I take that one off, you'll see the other 2 wires. If I move that out, you'll see they come up inside the phone, up inside the handset, and come out there. And then they're just on either 2 screwy type things or 2 little nuts just there. Hold them on. Now what you've got to do is you've got to basically replace this cord, haven't you, this handset cord. So what we're looking at doing is what I'm hoping you've still got on your phone. I'm hoping you've still got the old halves of the handset cord attached, because if you've got the halves of the cord still attached and you can open the ends like this up, then on yours the wires probably won't be coloured. Well, they'll certainly not be. Well, they might be if it's a replacement cord you're putting on. That might have plastic coated wires inside it, but the old one will probably be like a woven coating on the cables. But if you look at the very ends of your cables where they attach, you should see some coloured cotton around them, which will probably be white, blue, red and green, like the colours inside here. And that will that colour coding on the cables will let you know which cable should basically go where. So I'm hoping you've still got the ends, because you have to open the handset up of your phone. Now on your phone it won't screw on like these, whereas these just screw on, these caps, as you've seen. On yours you might find there's a little hole somewhere here, and that kind of releases the handset cover, and what you have to do is stick a little pin in that hole there, hold it in, and then turn the cover a little way, just like that, and then it should just lift off. So you just got to turn it maybe a quarter of a turn, probably less than a quarter of a turn, and just lift it off. But there'll be a little hole that you have to stick a pin in to release it. It's hard to explain, but I've just not got one to hand to show you, unfortunately, at the moment. But that's what you have to do. Now what you're going to have to do then is, as I say, I'm hoping you've still got the halves of the cable here. I'm hoping you've still got these cable halves left on your phone with your old cable. So you'll be able to see, hopefully you'll find the colours on the ends of those cables. And it's normally a bit of cotton on the very old cloth cables. It's a bit of cotton wrapped around the ends, you know, kind of bound around the ends for about, maybe a quarter of an inch or so, just enough so you can tell which one is which colour. And inside the phone it will be the same. And what you have to do is unscrew the little terminals that hold the old cable on, take the old cable out, and basically replace like for like. So you'll have to replace red to red, green to green, blue to blue, and white to white. Now I'm hoping you've got the colours there to do that. I'm hoping you've got the colours on the old cable, and I'm hoping your new cable is also coloured to enable you to do that. If your new cable is not coloured, if it's got 4 cores, then you can use a little multimeter and test for continuity down your new cable by putting the multimeter at each end and seeing when you've got continuity through the cable. So i.e. when you've got both ends of the same wire inside the multi-core cable. And when you've got both ends, if your new one hasn't got colours on it, I suggest you mark colours on the end of the cable. Put a little sticky label on or something that says red and green and blue and white, etc. So then you've basically got a 4-core cable, and you know in that multi-core, you know that's the one end of the blue and that's the other end of the blue, etc, etc, and then you can replace what you've got that way. But it kind of hinges on you having the old cable left to see what you do. All I can tell you about it really is the blue and the white and the red and the green should go together. So if we have a look inside this one again, if we look inside the mouthpiece, this one, you'll see that's got the blue and the white cables, and the red and the green run up inside the handset to the earpiece at this end. So I'm hoping that that helps you a little bit, and that you can work it out from there. Sorry I haven't got one of those phones just here at the moment. It's an interesting story actually. When your comment came in this week, I went to an auction on Friday, and there was one of these pyramid phones in the auction on Friday, but unfortunately it went for an absolutely ridiculous amount of money, and they are quite valuable, so it's worth getting it sorted. If you get really stuck with it, get onto our website, andyshed.colepress.net, and send me a message in there, and in the message let me have your contact details, and I'll get back to you, and if you can't sort it out, we can get it out here and get it sorted out for you, because it is worth getting sorted out. Those pyramid phones, particularly the King pyramids, are worth a fair bit of money now. You're talking probably around about £100 for a really nice example, more than that even. So it's worth spending a few quid on it and getting it sorted out. Right, I'll just put this phone back down. But at the base end of the phone, you're going to have to take the bottom off the phone. You're going to have to turn it upside down, take the base off, and go inside the phone. Probably be 4 screws or something to undo on the base. Don't worry about doing it. Just take the screws out, have a little look. Just remember where you've put everything, and take loads of photos if you're at all worried, and have a little look inside it. But like I said, get onto our website if you want to, and give us and send us a message on there. It's andyshed.colepress.net is the website to go to. In fact, I can even show it you by the magic of modern technology. I should be able to show you our website. Let's see a look. Hang on, no, that's me. Just bear with me 1 second. Right, click. There it is. That is our website. That's the page that you land on when you get to it, and when you just land there, and I'm just putting a caption up for you that's got the address on, which you can't see the address there. But there's the address for you, andyshed.coldpress.net. That is the actual web address to get to our website, and that's how you get in touch with us here at the show for anything basically that you want to have a chat to us about. You click on the contact us at the top of the website there, and it comes up with a little form there that you can see where you have to put in your name, your email address, what you want to talk to us about, i.e. the subject, and your message, and then there's a little send button at the bottom. The send buttons are fairly light colour, but it's down here, the send button. So you should be able to get to us through that. Okay. Cool. Got that. There's the little send button. Look, you can see it when your mouse goes over it, and then that will send me an email. But if you want me to get back to you, remember to put your email address in the thing, or in the actual main bit of the message. Put in your telephone number or something like that, and I will get back to you. Anybody who contacts us through the contact form, I do my best to get back in touch with you, but it does take a bit of doing sometimes, because it's not always easy, because sometimes we get inundated with people asking us questions and that all at the same time. It always seems to happen all at the same time for some reason, and I don't know why. Some weeks are quiet and some weeks are busy. So that is how you can do that. Get in touch with us through our website. Now, talking of websites, I promised you a little bit earlier in the show that we were going to be looking at a very, very long-lasting light bulb. And indeed we are. Did you know that in America there's a light bulb that's lasted for over 100 years switched on, and it's never blown? Would you believe it? It's true. It's there. It's in California, and we're going to be having a little look at it right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Andy's Shed Live for this second episode of Season 3 here in January 2018. I've really not got used to saying 2018 yet. It's one of those things that I shall get used to saying 2018 probably by the time it's about 2019. But yeah. Right, I said before the break that we were going to be going and having a look at a website basically about a light bulb. It's all about a light bulb. Now don't panic, because it is a lot more interesting than you would think. In California, in the USA, is a little town called Livermore, and Livermore has a claim to fame that was discovered in the early 1970s by a local reporter, and that claim to fame, what he discovered, I mean, he was kind of known, but it hadn't really been recognised until he did some digging on the fact, was that in the local fire station in Livermore was a light bulb that had been screwed into its socket and switched on in 1901. 70 years later, that light bulb was still burning, and it still burns to this day. If you don't believe me, there's a webcam online you can go and have a look at, and we can go over to their website now and show you that cam. If I press this button here, you will see Livermore, California's Centennial Light, home of the world's longest burning light bulb. And if you want to go and check this out for yourself, you can do, because it has got a website, and its website is this: www.centennialbulb.org. Okay, that's www.centennialbulb.org. And when you land on their website, you see this image at the top of the front of the website there, and that is a live picture of the bulb. It updates every minute or so, I think it is. And there it is in the fire station in Livermore. Now, it's in a fairly modern fire station now. It's in a fire station that was built in the 1970s. And the reason it's in a place that was built in the 1970s is because they moved the light bulb. Quite simply, they realised that a local reporter in around about 1971 or 1972 did a piece for the local paper about this light bulb that had been switched on for years and years and years in the old fire station, and he spoke to people who were still living at that time, who remembered it from 1901. And he got so much publicity for the light bulb that people started to realise about it. People started to take care of it, because prior to that they hadn't really taken any care of it. They hadn't really taken any notice of it. Well, you don't take notice of a light bulb, do you? And from then on, they really did start to take notice of it, and to the fact that they even started to have parties and things for it, which sounds strange, but it's there, it's true, and it's actually quite a good story. So let's have a little look at their website. And in 2015 they had a party when it had been on for 1 million hours. And here's what it says on their website. It says the 1 million hour party was a success. As in 2001 and in 2011, the Centennial light bulb reached another milestone, this time 1 million hours lit. About 500 folks, family and friends, came to Livermore, California for food, fun, entertainment and history in the making. Some period costumes were worn and the display set the mood for an old-fashioned good time. And you can see various videos and things on their website about the celebration that they had there. So that's all about it. But the facts, it says, and the age of it, it says it's 117 years old as of June 2018. So it's a little bit ahead of itself, perhaps, this website. It was first installed at the fire department host cart house on L Street in 1901. Shortly after, it moved to the main firehouse on 2nd. Because they moved the fire station, and in 1903 it was moved to the new station 1 on 1st and McLeod, and survived the renovation of the firehouse in 1937, when it was actually switched off for about a week. During its first 75 years it was connected directly to the 110 volt city power supply, subject to power outages, and not to a backup generator for fear of a power surge. In 1976 it was moved again with full police and fire truck escort to the present fire station, which is Station 6 at 4550 East Avenue in Livermore, California, and it is still on there today. Proof of its longevity is from local newspaper records. And also engineers have researched it. The bulb itself was donated to the fire department in 1901 by Dennis Burnell, who owned the Livermore Power and Light Company. Because back then, of course, light bulbs were really unusual things. A lot of people didn't have electricity in 1901. I mean, my parents, who were basically born in the 30s, in the early 30s, they talk about not having electric lights in houses and things, and I know of people who maybe in the 60s still didn't have electric light in the home, and that you know, in outlying areas in the UK. And America's a bigger place than the UK, you know, it's got areas that are far more outlying than we have. So in 1901, the guy that ran the Power and Light Company in Livermore, he donated this bulb to the local fire station because it was, the local fire engine was a horse and cart back then. And the idea was that they would put this light bulb up in the fire station and have it on all the time. So if they got a call out for a fire in the middle of the night, it wasn't just a case of the fire people being there and just jumping in a fire engine like it would be now. They all had to come in from, I guess they had day jobs like some firemen still do, and they would have to like hitch up a horse and cart, or maybe even pull the fire engine themselves, because some of them were hand pulled or hand drawn, some of the fire engines. But let's say they had to hitch up a horse and cart, and they had to find all the equipment and throw it on the back of the cart kind of thing, and they needed light to do this, obviously. So the idea was the man from the Power and Light Company gave them a light bulb that they could install, and it would be on all the time. And that's how this light bulb came to be. Now there have been all kinds of tests done on this bulb, as their website goes on to tell us, and all sorts of tests and stuff have happened with it, in trying to sort it out, and trying to sort out sort of why it's lasted so long. And the reason they think it's lasted so long is because the filament in the bulb, they believe, is carbon, not tungsten. Now in that kind of light, I was about saying a modern light, but of course tungsten bulbs are being phased out at the moment in favour of LEDs and things. But that kind of light bulb, since about 1910, 1920-ish, has generally had a tungsten filament in it. And tungsten filaments were actually designed so they didn't last as long, because the people that made light bulbs wanted light bulbs to fail at around about 1,000 hours, so you went and bought a new one. And so that is what happened. If you watched a recent episode of QI on the TV, they told you about the built-in obsolescence of light bulbs, and how a group was formed of light bulb manufacturers to get together to make sure their light bulbs failed. But before tungsten filament bulbs came in Livermore, they had this bulb, which was made in Ohio, I believe, and it has a carbon filament, or so they think. The best guess is that it's a carbon filament. Obviously they can't break the bulb to test it, but they have done various tests. They've analysed the spectrum of light that comes off it, analysed how much power it uses and things, and it's running there. You can see it's quite dim there. It's running, they think, at around about 4 watts of power there. But back in those early days of electric light, they weren't very bright, the lights. So there it is, still hanging in the fire station in Livermore, and you can see that that image was captured at 10:28 and 57 seconds on the 14th of January 2018, which is today. So it's morning out there. It's 10:30 in the morning there, roughly, in Livermore. And you'll see, interestingly, that the fire engines seem to be out as well. because if you go on this website on centennialbulb.org and have a look at that live webcam, then when the fire engines are in, you can actually see them there behind the light bulb. So it's all interesting stuff. So as I said, you can go and have a look at this and check it out for yourself. It's an amazing story, 117-year-old light bulb. Go and check it out yourself if you want to. It's there at www.centennialbulb.org. That's www.centennialbulb.org. Okay. Well, that almost wraps it up for another edition of Andy's Shed Live. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It just remains for me to say that if you've got any questions for us, remember you can get in touch with us, and we will do our very best to answer any questions that you've got. If you get on our website, which you will find when I can find the thing again, yeah, andyshed.coldpress.net. That's andyshed.coldpress.net. That is our website. Also, if you are in the local area, I've just got to have a quick plug for something else that's happening locally as well. If you are in the northeast Derbyshire or South Yorkshire area, I promised the people over at the Sheffield Repair Cafe at Repair Sheffield that we would give them a plug. So here's a plug for them for their next event, which is coming up next Saturday, the 20th of January. See, I'm getting all completely wrong with the dates and things at the minute. And they have got their bi-monthly repair cafe taking place again. Now, what is a repair cafe? Well, it's a thing where you can take along your broken stuff and get it mended, basically for free, or at least they'll try to mend it for you. It's an initiative to stop stuff going to landfill, and it basically means that, well, you don't have to buy new stuff so much. So not only does it stop stuff going to landfill, but it also means you save a bit of money. And who's that guy at the top there? Looks familiar from somewhere, mending a set of weigh scales. But yeah, you'll see on their website some of the things that they've repaired in the past. It's literally everything from vintage alarm clocks to relatively modern lawn mowers, and everything you can imagine in between. The things they repair are many: computers, bicycles, petrol and diesel engines, clothes, footwear, crockery, old telephones, mechanical machinery, lawn mowers, tools, clocks and watches, jewellery, electrical items, furniture, pictures and photographs. They can be digitally repaired if you've got a torn photo or photo with a coffee stain on it or anything like that. Paraffin and oil lamps, any kind of antique, broken Bakelite items, and toys and models. They will literally have a go at repairing anything for you. If you want to go and have a look at their website, then they are at sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net. That is sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net, and it says on their website there, you see, 5 days to the next repair cafe, which is on January the 20th. But if you miss it, don't despair, because they've got another one coming up. If you look on their events diary, you will see they've got one on the 20th there, and they've got another one here on the 28th, but this is at a different venue on the 28th. The one on the 20th is at Healy City Farm on Richards Road in Sheffield. Well, the one on the 28th is at Union Street in the city centre, and that's on a Sunday, the 28th one as well, not a Saturday. But get on the old website if you want to have a look there. sheffieldrepaircafe.coldpress.net, and you'll be able to get all the information you need from their site on there. Brilliant. Right, well that really is all we've got time for today. A big thank you to everybody who's helped us out and getting the information for this particular episode, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different here on this Sunday evening. We will be back next week around about the same time, certainly the same place, right here. If you are watching us on YouTube, remember you can also watch us now live on our own site just by going to live.coldpress.net, or you can go to andyshed.coldpress.net and go on the show's link, and you'll be able to click through from there. I believe that's from sometime this coming week once the links are all updated and things. And remember, andyshed.coldpress.net is also the place to go to find back episodes of Andy's Shed Live, because once it's happened it gets archived and you can watch all the back episodes. I think we've got them all on the Andy Shed website except for one. I think there's one that accidentally got deleted somewhere along the line by YouTube, but all the rest of them are on there, so feel free to browse the back catalogue. And while you're doing that, have a brilliant week, stay safe, have fun. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and if you've got a few pennies to spare, you might want to donate them to our little tip jarry thing there on Patreon, and it really does help us keep these videos coming and keep us on air to you. But until next time, thanks for watching, and yeah, keep it going, and we will, I promise, I absolutely promise, see you very soon. Remember the Patreon site, remember the Patreon site, patreon.com/Andy's Shed. That's what I was trying to say. Until next week, have a great one, and as I say, like and subscribe. See you next time.